Overall, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a delightful and enjoyable romp that will leave you with a smile on your face and a spring in your step. It's a must-see for any fan of the iconic video game franchise. I remember watching the original Mario film in the mid-90s and loving it, however upon rewatching it 25 years later it's not as epic as I remembered. I'm not sure if it was Sonic that inspired this or if they planned on a movie, but it feels surprising an IP as popular as Mario has taken this long. I have to wonder if others have attempted but Nintendo weren't keen. Either way it's about time. What was very smart was this film not going down the traditional Mario story, because if it had, this movie would have been hated by this generation as a man saving a woman would be seen as a no-no and tradition is no excuse, so mixing the story up was a smart move. The story overall was decent. Nothing particularly special, but I don't think many kids' films have epic stories. As long as they make sense and flow, then it's good enough. I'm unsure why huge names are needed in these kind of films. Seems such a waste of money, but they seem to do it anyway. I guess they can entice fans in, but personally I'm not convinced they were the right voices for the roles, Luigi in particular, but overall nothing too disappointing. Lastly, overall was a really good film. They held certain characters back for an obvious sequel, and the two credit scenes indicated the one main missing character will be a big part of number 2, and I'm guessing it'll probably be based on evil. So every now and then a film like the Super Mario Bros. Movie will come along and be completely polarizing to the audience and critics. For the record, I absolutely adored this movie. So I'll start the review with a few questions to help you gauge your likely experience. Are you a fan of the Mario Bros. Franchise and of Nintendo in general? Do the names Shigeru Miyamoto and Koji Kondo mean anything to you? Plus some bonus questions. Did you grow up with playing the arcade classics Donkey Kong or Mario Bros.? And/or the eponymous game series on the Nintendo Entertainment System, or perhaps later additions to the franchise like Super Mario Kart on the SNES onwards? If your answers are no, or even anything non-committal or middling, this is probably not a movie that you are going to get a lot out of, as I suspect the whole spectacle will breezily slip right past you, and it certainly is not going to be persuasive enough to turn you into any kind of fan or make you want to dig out a Nintendo console and play. However, on the other hand, if you answered yes, oh boy and mamma mia. This, my friend, is the movie experience you have been waiting for. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The production team knew its target audience, and the movie is nothing short of a complete and utter unadulterated love letter to the gamers and aficionados of Nintendo, or as they used to say in my generation, N-heads. I fancy myself a massive fan of video games and particularly knowledgeable in video gaming history, particularly Nintendo's, but this movie is filled with way too many Easter eggs, references and in-jokes to catch on a first viewing. That said, if you have even a passing knowledge of the Mario franchise, not just the video games, and of Nintendo, you'll be smugly misty-eyed and chortling away throughout the whole movie.